A very pleasant good afternoon, everyone. Good evening if you're watching at night, and good morning if you're joining the game in the morning. I'm Rick Knowles, Harold LeClaire alongside Calvin Castine on camera, as tonight, Hometown Cable brings you coverage of baseball. The Clinton County Mariners getting set to take on the Florida Nationals. We are located behind the Northeastern Clinton Central School, the home of the Cougars, for tonight's contest. These two teams met just a couple of days ago, and the Florida Nationals came out on top in a very high-scoring affair. And Harold, do you think we'll see the same again today?
Well, I'd like to see a little better, a little closer ball game. I'd like to see some good pitching on both sides, good defense. I like those 4-3, 3-2 ball games.
The last time Harold and I got together to bring you a game, it was the same two teams matching up at Lefty Wilson Field in Plattsburgh. And Harold, that game was a no-hitter for Dave Waldron of the Mariners.
Yes, it was, and I thought I was going to retire from that, figuring there was no other place to go, but here I am again this year.
And we'll be back for more. We're going to have another Mariners game coming up later on. The Mariners will be taking on the Champlain Valley Baseball League All-Stars. We'll also have that game for you right here along the line on Hometown Cable. But for now, it's the Clinton County Mariners and the Florida Nationals getting ready to do battle from here in Champlain, New York. Ready to go with the first batter of the afternoon for the Mariners. It's shortstop Adam Brown. That one's fouled back right over toward Harold's truck. A little worried, Harry?
I think maybe I better move that.
I said that's a little close to the action, and you said no foul balls ever go over there. Brian Stanton is on the mound tonight for the Florida Nationals. Right-hander, number 24. The pitch to Brown, swing and a miss. Brown goes down on strikes. That'll bring up the center fielder, Nate Brown. He'll be followed by the catcher for this afternoon / evening's game, Dave Waldron. First pitch to Brown is low, and the count 1-0. The rest of the batting order for the Mariners, T.J. Musa will bat in the 4th spot, the third baseman. Aaron Judd hits 5th at first base. Donnie Coolidge hits 6th in left field. B.J. Godfrey will be the DH. Chris Washburn in right. And Patrick Hoey will bat 9th and play second base. Easy grounder to short, scooped up. Throw to first is not in time. First baseman drops the ball. Throw appeared to have him, but the first baseman couldn't handle the throw.
Shortstop fielded the ball pretty cleanly, but the ball seemed to tail when it came out of first. Pretty impressed with the pitcher. He's got a pretty live arm.
So the first base runner reaches on the error on the first baseman, and that'll bring up Mariner catcher Dave Waldron. First pitch is low, 1-0. 1 out, 1 on here in the top of the first inning from Northeastern Clinton Central School. Next pitch is low, ball 2. Runner dancing around down at first base, but he will stay put. Next pitch fouled off over our heads down the first base line. Stanton's pitch swung on and lined into right field for a base hit. Brown will round second and stay there. And that will give the Mariners runners on first and second on a nice line drive base hit to right field.
And Dave Waldron has always been a real consistent hitter. Makes good contact on the ball. Plays in the CVBL for the Line Mountain Miners, and right now I believe he's hitting around the 500 mark. So he's a very good hitter.
That'll bring up the cleanup hitter for the Mariners, the third baseman, TJ Musa. And he lines the first pitch down the left field line. It's foul. Dancing around over third base coach and Mariners manager Rob Knowles. I haven't seen him move that fast in quite a while.
I'm not commenting on that.
No balls and one strike to count on Musa. The pitch just misses outside. Count goes to 1-1. Setting the defense the rest of the infield for the Nationals. Eric Miller at third, the shortstop, Kyle Shaq, Tom Poidenis at second, and Brian Wyckoff at first. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Outfield for the Nationals from left to right, Vince Parker, Tom Giles, and Hyman Raines. Nationals, of course, coached by Rouse's Point native Al Sleepy Ryan. Two balls, two strikes to count on TJ Musa. Harold, you could not have asked for better weather conditions to play this afternoon's game.
Well, after seeing the weather from last night, with all the rain, I thought maybe this field would be under a foot of water, but it's dried up nicely, and nice sunny day, and it's got a nice breeze. Great day to play.
So Musa goes down on strikes for the second out of the inning. Both of the outs recorded by strikeouts. And it'll bring up Mariner first baseman Aaron Judd. Stanton's pitch, swing and a miss. 0-1. 2 on, 2 out here in the top half of the first inning. Mariners and the Nationals scoreless. The pitch, it's in for a called strike, and the count goes to 0-2. Certainly looks as though Stanton's got a good fastball working this afternoon.
He's got a very good fastball. If he can keep it down between the waist and the knees, he's going to be very effective tonight.
Pitch, slow grounder down the third base line. Stanton picks it up, throws to first in time to get Judd and end the inning. No runs, 1 hit. There was 1 national error and 2 runners left on base for the Mariners after half inning of play. The Mariners nothing, and the Nationals coming up. Brian Stanton leads things off here in the bottom of the first inning for the Florida Nationals. He'll be followed by Kyle Shaq, Tom Giles, Vince Parker. First pitch upstairs for a ball. Vic Gonzalez, the catcher, will bat 5th, followed by Eric Miller, Brian Wyckoff, Tim Poidonis, and Hyman Raines. Check the Mariners defensively in a minute. Next pitch is low. Matt McCormick on the mound for the Mariners. Behind the plate, it's Dave Waldron. First baseman Aaron Judd. Second base, Pat Hoy. Third baseman TJ Musa. The shortstop Adam Brown. And the outfield for the Mariners, Donnie Coolidge in left, Nate Brown in center, and Chris Washburn in right. Three balls and a strike to Brian Stanton. And the 3-1 swung on, and that is hit deep in the gap right center and over the head of the right fielder. Washburn will pick it up, throw it in, but In the meantime, Brian Stanton is already standing at third base with a deep triple.
Well, he obviously is a good all-around ball player. He pitches pretty well, and he's got some pretty decent power. That was quite a shot.
So the three-bagger to lead off the bottom of the first inning. And that'll bring up Kyle Shaq to shortstop for the Florida Nationals. Harold, tell us what you know about Kyle.
Well, he's 18 years old. He was 1-0, 3 home runs on last year's trip up here. And it looks like this is his third trip back. Played for Vero Beach High down in Florida.
First pitch is in the dirt. Nice stop by Waldron. Got to be careful with the runner on third. A lot of room behind the catcher. Another one in the dirt. Count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. We forgot to mention the umpires today. Harold, the umpires?
Behind the plate is Dean Newhart, and on the bases is Ron Chase.
Pitch called strike. The count goes to 2-1. Tom Giles up next for the Florida Nationals. This, I believe, their third contest on this year's 2002 Northern Swing. They are 2-0 so far. Popped up. First baseman chases it down the right field line, and he won't have a play. Nice effort by Aaron Judd to try and run that down, but he could not come up with it. Pitch is low and in the dirt, and that'll have runners at the corners as Shaq draws the walk, and it'll bring up Tom Giles. Of course, last year, Harold, the only loss on the campaign for the Florida Nationals was that game we broadcast from Lefty Wilson Field where they were no hit by Dave Waldron.
Yeah, Dave didn't throw a lot last year for the Legion, but that one particular evening, he had everything working. Fastball, curve, change up, and he threw the ball very well.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, the original game plan for the Mariners was to have Waldron pitch only maybe three or four innings and then try a bunch of other guys, but it didn't work out that way.
Yeah, I think when they got into the 4th and 5th and they realized he had a no-no going, they decided to just see how far he could go with it.
And as Chris Berman would say, he took it all the way. 1-1 the count to Giles with runners at the corners. Here in a scoreless game in the bottom of the first inning. Pick-off play at first. Shaq gets back in time.
Moving every pitch in the infield.
Pitch grounded to first. They'll take the easy play at first. A little confusion there for a minute at first base. Shaq got down to second. They might have had a play at second, but there was no doubt the runner from third was going to score.
I really actually thought he had fielded the ball in plenty of time to go to the plate and get the runner at the plate.
So the first out, recorded unassisted by the first baseman, brings a runner to second and brings up left fielder Vince Parker. What do you know about Vince, Harry?
Well, he's 19 years old. He's on the roster for Southern University of Louisiana, where he was redshirted this last spring. He's their consistent cleanup hitter, has both power and average.
Catcher Vic Gonzalez on deck. That one fouled back. It's back in there somewhere. Swing and a miss. Catcher will have to throw it to first base. He does. As Parker fooled in the curveball.
He had good movement on that one. I think he was probably looking for a fastball and it just kind of got away from him.
So there is 2 down. And Vic Gonzalez will come to the plate.
Make a play now.
Vic Gonzalez, 20 years old. Born in Puerto Rico, hit .315 last year on his road trip up here.
First pitch. Change up in for a strike. It's 0-1. The pitch just misses outside. Count goes to 1-1. Right-hander Matt McCormick, number 9 on the mound for the Mariners today. The pitch called strike at the knees. Count goes to 1-2. So if they can get out of the sitting here with just the 1 run being scored after that shot to start the game, I'm sure the Mariners are going to be pretty happy.
Yeah, they seem to have a lot of power up and down their order. Some pretty good-sized boys, and they obviously can hit the ball very well. Looking at their overall record since they've been coming up here in 1984, they're 117 wins, 26 losses. So obviously they know the game.
2 balls, 2 strikes to count to Gonzalez. And the 2-2 pitch swung on, bounced up the middle, picked up at short, throw to first. He's going to go out of play. That's going to allow the runner from second base to score. And it will give the Nationals a 2-0 lead. Gonzalez reaches on the single and advances to second base on the error. So that makes it 2-0 and brings Eric Miller to the plate.
He made a great play in getting to the ball, but he really didn't have a chance in getting the runner. It's probably one he should have just eaten and not thrown.
Pitch to Miller, taken outside for a ball.
Two down, guys. Play the 1.
Curveball misses. Count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. Brian Wyckoff on deck for the Nationals. 2-0 pitch, swing and a miss. The count goes to 2-1. You all right over there, Calvin? Gotta cut that smoking out, Calvin. The 2-1 pitch, upstairs, ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. It's low, ball 4. Miller reaches base. And it'll be 2 on and 2 out for Brian Wyckoff. Now, one good thing, speaking of smoke, Harold, is the weather patterns have changed and it's finally blown that smoke from the Quebec forest fires out of the area. You couldn't see the sun for about 3 days.
Yeah, that made for some pretty interesting weather over the weekend. Thought we were going to have some rainstorms, and then somebody told us that it wasn't. It was smoke from Canada.
Pitch to Wyckoff is low. 1 ball, no strikes. Miller at first, Gonzalez at second. The Nationals with 2 runs in here in the bottom of the first inning. They lead the game by a 2-0 score. Pitch is upstairs. What do you think? We offer a $25 bounty to any player that hits one off that red truck?
No.
Pickoff play at second. Gonzalez back in time. Two-0 pitch. It's the outside corner for a strike. It's 2 balls and a strike. First of 2 Mariner games that we'll have for you here on Hometown Cable. Later on, we'll have coverage of the Champlain Valley Baseball League All-Star game. They will take on the Clinton County Mariners at Lefty Wilson Field. Fly ball to center field, easily caught. by Nate Brown. It ends the first inning, but not before the Nationals get 2 runs. They had a couple of base hits. There was 1 Mariner error and 2 runners left on base. After 1 full, it's the Nationals 2 and the Mariners nothing. Six, 7, 8 coming up for the Mariners to start the second inning. Donnie Coolidge, B.J. Godfrey, and Chris Washburn. Pitch from Stanton is in the dirt, and the count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. Harold, you've got the Mariners stats. What can you tell us about Donnie Coolidge so far in the 2002 season?
Well, Coolidge seems to be having a pretty good year. Overall, he's 17 for 54, hitting .315, 3 doubles and 1 home run, so he does seem to have some decent power.
2 balls and a strike. Count to Coolidge. The pitch. That's lined into right field. That'll get down for a base hit. So the Mariners trying to answer back. They get the leadoff runner on here in the bottom of the second inning, top of the second inning rather. And that'll bring up B.J. Godfrey. He is the designated hitter.
Godfrey seems to be struggling a little bit this year. I watched him play last year, and he seemed to have been a pretty consistent hitter. This year he's hitting .156.
Trying to break out of a slump this afternoon against the Florida Nationals. He takes the first pitch upstairs for ball. It's 1-0. Battle of number 24s.
Come on, BJ.
Pitch is low, and it's 2-0. Well, if you're the Nationals, Harold, after getting a couple in the first, the thing you want to see is to have your pitcher come out and retire the M's 1, 2, 3 and get back out there and score some more runs. But now the count goes to 3-0 on Godfrey, and they're in danger of putting the first 2 runners on.
Yeah, it's a pitcher's worst nightmare is to get out of score a couple runs and then come out and maybe possibly give up a run or so. You're absolutely right. A 1, 2, 3 inning would give him a lot of confidence.
3 balls and a strike. The pitch swung on, fell back. Might have helped him out there. That one may have been a bit upstairs.
Yeah, I think that was ball 4.
3-2.
So the count full on B.J. Godfrey. And the payoff pitch. Runner on first. Fakes. Gets back to first. As Godfrey pops out to the pitcher. That's one of the situations where you may start the runner to try and avoid the double play, but good thing they didn't because they would have got the double play.
I think the runner was in no man's land there for a minute. That was a very, very close play at first base.
Right fielder Chris Washburn comes to the plate for the Mariners. 1 out and 1 on here in the top of the second. The M's trail the Nationals by a score of 2-0.
Chris Washburn is 11 for 36 so far on the year, and he's hitting .306. And the question for you is maybe a distant relative of Dave Washburn, who we both know?
Well, all those Washburns are related in one way or the other if you ever ask Dave that question, so. Stan's pitch. In for a called strike. Washburn will be followed by the number 9 hitter, Pat Hoey. Pitch in for a called strike. Count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. 2-2 rather.
2-2.
The 2-2 pitch, upstairs, 3-2. One good thing in terms of the progression of the game is Stanton doesn't seem to take a lot of time out there.
No, he doesn't. He works very quick. He's got a nice steady pace. Looks like he's struggling just a little bit, maybe trying to find himself a groove to get into.
Third straight hitter he's gone to 3 balls on. And the payoff pitch, grounded to set short. That should be 2 on the second one. Throw to first, not in time. Throw pulled the first baseman off the bag. So Coolidge is retired on the force. Washburn reaches on the fielder's choice. And that'll bring up the 9th place hitter, Pat Hoey.
Yeah, Washburn was pretty fast coming out of the box, getting down the line. It was a good slide into second base, maybe making the second baseman think about the runner coming at him.
If Hoey can reach base, it will bring the top of the Mariner batting order, and Aaron Brown at the plate. 2 down here in the top of the second inning. 1 on, swing and a miss. Ball and a strike on Hoey. Only 1 sub on the Florida National bench. Pitch inside and fouled back. If they get an injury or 2 here, they may have to press Al Ryan into service.
Well, I was just thinking about that. I don't think I've ever seen them come up with many more than 11 or 12 players, and unless they've got somebody hiding in one of the cars over there, they could be in trouble.
Hoey goes down on strikes. That is the 3rd strikeout of the game for Stanton. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, a man left on. We'll go to the bottom of the second. It's the Nationals 2 and the Mariners nothing. Tim Podanis to lead things off here in the bottom of the second inning for the Florida Nationals. He's the second baseman. Takes the first pitch low. It's 1-0. Nationals keep up with a couple of runs and a couple of hits in the first. We'll see what they can do here in the second against Matt McCormick. Pitch swung on and missed. Count goes to 1-2. Hyman Raines on deck for the Nationals. That'll turn the batting order around and go to Brian Stanton, the leadoff man. The pitch is outside, goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Foul tipped in and out of the mitt. And the count will remain at 2-2. What do you know about Timmy Poidenis?
Well, don't know a whole lot about him. 17 years old. He's a student at St. Edward's, which is a private school down in Vero Beach. Don't have a lot of stats on him, but they list him as small and quick and a good infielder.
Small and quick is the definition you want to hear for your second baseman.
That's an excellent second baseman.
Here's McCormick's pitch. Misses outside. And the Mariners walk the first batter of the second inning. That'll give the Florida Nationals a runner on with nobody out and bring up the 9th place hitter, Hyman Raines.
Well, you've got the second baseman on who they say is quick. What do you think? You send him?
Maybe in the first pitch. Maybe not.
Maybe on the second one.
Now, Al Ryan wants to talk to Hyman Raines as though somebody missed a sign there.
Yeah, possibly a hit and run. I can't see sacrificing this early in the game to get the runner over to second. But I think if I were him, I'd send the runner and see what kind of an arm he got behind the plate.
Well, not knowing Rain's stats at the plate, you might want to get the runner into scoring for position for some of the big bats that we've already seen at the top of this national order.
That's true. Their 2, 3, 4 hitters obviously hit the ball very well.
So we'll see what Rains and Ryan have discussed, whether the bunt may be on, and yes, it is. Throw to first, and did they get him? No. The throw was there, but the Mariner first baseman was in front of the bag and did not get there in time to get Poidenis, who was struggling to get back to first.
A little surprised at that call. A little early in the game. You're up 2-0. I don't know if I'd want to help. Obviously, he's going to give up the hitter.
Again, they throw to first. Runner gets back in time. This time with a little more room to spare. 2 balls, 1 strike. Ryan going through the signs again down at third base. Throw to first, not in time. Not a complicated set of signs from Al Ryan. The bunt's still on. Hard, back to first, throw to second. They should get, oh no, they throw it away to center field. They had him dead to right. Now they got to play at second. He is going to be out. So the Mariners get an out of the situation on the play that from the start was all messed up.
Well, I think he succeeded in getting the runner advanced, but not quite the way he wanted to.
So Poidenis ends up at third. Rains reaches on the fielder's choice and then is thrown out 8-4. Poidenis goes to third on the error. And that puts a runner into scoring position. Nice block by Waldron. Ryan Stanton hit that deep shot to the gap in right center for a triple to lead off the ball game. He later scored. So a chance here for the Nationals to go up 3-0.
Yeah, he hits the ball very well. It'll be interesting to see what he can do here with a runner in scoring position.
2 balls, no strikes. And with first base unoccupied, they may be pitching him very carefully.
Yeah. Lead-off triple, I would be very careful.
2 balls and a strike. Kyle Shaq is on deck for the Nationals. Pitches outside, 3-1. Pretty much a rebuilding season for the Mariners, who went from a veteran-laden team last year with an outstanding record to a very young team playing baseball just above the 500 level.
Yeah, I've been following Legion baseball since the early 90s when my son played and seen a lot of good ball players in and out. This year is a very, very young team, laden with 15 and 16-year-olds. But it makes you look forward to next year if you can keep them all together.
There is a shot. This one is in the gap. Gets past the left fielder. Going to roll all the way out to the base of the hill. And standing at second base will be Stanton. So another shot off the bat of Brian Stanton gives the Nationals the 3-0 lead.
And he's the leadoff hitter? He should probably be in the number 4 spot. Swings the bat very well.
Kyle Shaq, who walked and scored in the top of the first, swings and misses at 1 in the dirt. And the count is 0-1. Tom Giles on deck, followed by Vince Parker. The 0-1 pitch outside, 1-1. Breeze starting to pick up a little bit here at Northeastern Clinton Central School. Very comfortable this afternoon.
The only problem with the breeze is it seems to be blowing toward the outfield. Not real conducive to pitching.
As long as the wind is blowing the ball away from your truck, what do you care?
Yes, you have a very good point. I won't argue that one.
See that red truck over there just behind the backstop? Oh, we need one of those big targets like they have at Target department stores, but right on the side of the driver's door.
I think they had a bounty on the green one that I had last year, and nobody collected on it.
McCormick sets the pitch. Misses just outside. Count goes to 2-2 on Kyle Shaq. Stanton, the runner at second. One out here in the bottom half of inning number 2. Pitch misses low. Count goes full. Rick Knowles and Harold LeClaire on the call. Calvin Castine on the camera. You're watching Hometown Cable's coverage of local events. Hope you enjoy it. This one's fouled straight up. Waldron will have a play. And he makes the catch. So one thing that does by getting the pop up to the catcher, keeps that runner away from third base with less than 2 outs.
Yes, it does. And Waldron is a very good athlete. Had a real good career in high school. It's carried over into this, and I'm sure he'll be very successful in college also. He's a very good athlete.
Left-handed hitting Tommy Giles at the plate for the Nationals with 2 out. Giles grounded out to the first baseman for the first out of the ball game. The pitch misses inside. 2 balls, no strikes. And again, we 1-1 rather. We talked about it last inning. I think the Mariners would be pretty happy to get out of this inning the way it started with just the 1 run. And they should get out of it. Fly ball to center field. And that will be caught as Nate Brown puts them away to end inning number 2. We will go to the top of the 3rd inning as the Nationals come up with 1 run on 1 hit. There was a Mariner error, and they leave a runner on. It's 3-0 Florida. Ready to go with inning number 3, and who is that scouting the competition out in center field? Is that senior Babe Ruth League coach John Coyer? Certainly looks as though it's John out there. John, a fine sports writer for the Press Republican. His name came up a time or two in our broadcast last year.
Yeah, a couple times by mistake.
John doesn't want to get too close because he knows that Calvin would put him on camera, but little does he know, he's been caught no matter what. That lens of Calvin will go anywhere. Top of the Mariner batting order. Adam Brown. First time he faced Stanton, he struck out. Ball and a strike to Adam Brown, the Mariners shortstop. This one's popped up. Shortstop underneath it. Kyle Shaq is there. Makes the catch, puts Brown away. And 1 man out. We'll bring up the Mariners center fielder Nate Brown. He reached on an error by the first baseman in the top of the first inning. Brown's stats look like on the season.
Well, Nate is hitting .273. He's 15 for 55. He's got 4 doubles, so he does have some decent power. Got 14 walks. So his on-base percentage is pretty good. He has a .551 on-base percentage average.
Dave Waldron on deck for the M's. Takes that pitch in for a strike. Count goes to 1-1. Mariners trail the Nationals by a 3-0 score here in the top of the 3rd inning. Ground ball to short. Shaq scoops it up. Nice throw to first. There's plenty of time. And Brown is down. Waldron will be the batter Waldron reached on a single as the Florida Nationals, Harold, looked to have the first 1-2-3 inning of the ball game.
Yeah, he seems to be getting a little more confident as the game goes on. But you're facing Dave Waldron right now, who's a very good hitter, hitting .366, 26 for 71. He's leading their team in RBIs with 21.
Stanton struggled with his control the latter stages of the first inning and the early stages of the second inning, but the last couple of batters in the second and the first couple of batters here in the third, he has been right in there in the strike zone.
Yeah, it seems to be picking up a little bit on his fastball. If he can control it, keep it down around the knees, he's throwing the ball very, very well.
2 balls, no strikes to Waldron. That pitch is low, ball 3. Rob Knowles coaching at third. Spencer Graves coaching at first for the Mariners. The 3-0 pitch, low, ball 4. And just when we talk about the 1-2-3 inning and the great control he's exhibited over the last few batters, a 4-pitch walk.
You're a curse.
TJ Musa comes to the plate. TJ struck out in his first at bat. Well, do you gamble here and send Waldron, try to get somebody in scoring position?
Well, TJ's having a good year. He's hitting .339. He's got 4 doubles, 4 home runs. RBI wise, he's got 18. So, no, I think I'd let him take his swings.
1-0 is the count. The pitch is in for a called strike. Ball and a strike to TJ Musa. 2 down, 1 on here in the top half of inning number 3. Pitch is low. Musa thought about it, but he was able to hold up. We want to say a special hello to all hospital patients and shut-ins. Those of you that can't get out to the local events, but nonetheless enjoy the great coverage provided by Calvin Castine and the folks at Hometown Cable. That one's popped up into no man's land, and it's going to fall for a base hit. Waldron will stop at third base, but now the ball gets loose. Nobody covering second. That will allow TJ Musa to get to second base. So a bloop single, and then the throw gets away, coming back into the pitcher. Will give the Mariners 2 runners in scoring position.
Yeah, the ball was hit very high. I really thought somebody would have a chance to get to it, but it just seemed to drift just a little bit deeper than the infielders could get to it, and that's a tough play for anybody to make.
Now, we talked a few minutes ago about the wind picking up, and that may have played a little tricks on the shortstop second base combination as they tried to converge on that baseball. Aaron Judd pops one up into right field. That's going to fall. No, he's not going to fall. Moving in quick to pick it up for the Nationals was Hyman Raines. So instead of a bloop hit to right field, it's 2 runners left in scoring position for the Mariners. We'll go to the bottom of the third with the Florida Nationals leading 3-0. Vince Parker leads things off in the bottom of the third for the Nationals. First pitch in for a called strike from McCormick. Parker struck out his first at bat. Pitch, called strike. Parker, the cleanup hitter for the Mariners. McCormick has walked 3 and struck out 1. The 0-2 pitch, change up, fouled off. Parker just got a piece of it. Vic Gonzalez and Eric Miller will follow here in the third inning.
Little length now. Come on, guys. Just make a play. Now you know what to do, kid.
No balls, 2 strikes. Again, seem to be a bit fooled by that changeup of McCormick.
Yeah, had a nice little break to it. McCormick so far this year, He's 2 wins, 2 losses. He's pitched 30 innings. He does struggle a little bit in walking. He's walked 29 so far, so he's averaging 1 every inning. Has 19 strikeouts, so he does mix his pitches well.
No strikeout there. That's lined solidly into left field. Parker will have a single on the 4th hit of the ball game for the Florida Nationals. It'll bring up the catcher, Vic Gonzalez.
Too many in a row, man.
Gonzalez 1 for 1 in the ball game.
Now, come on, let's make a play. Keep working out there.
The pitch. It's the outside corner for a called strike.
He needs to keep the ball close to the plate, keep it down low. Florida come up, they've got some 18, 19, 20-year-old kids that obviously are here for a reason. They hit the ball well, and for him to stay successful, he's got to be pitching it low.
Back.
Now, one might ask, if you were in the inquisitive mode, why Coach Rob Knowles would want to take a bunch of 15 and 16-year-olds and play a bunch of 19 and 20-year-olds. Why would he, Harold?
That's a very good question. Rob does this every year, though. He plays a lot of teams. He's played a few of the CVBL teams last year. It's good to play against a better grade of ball player to get these kids ready for the districts, which I believe they start next weekend.
Harold, you passed the test. That is the exact answer that he gave me when I asked him that a couple of nights ago before we knew we would be doing this game.
All great minds think alike.
One to your right. Good.
1 on, nobody out. Here in the 3rd.
Good idea.
Try to get the runner at first, not in time. The Nationals have had the leadoff runner reach base in each of the first 3 innings so far. Each time that runner has come around to score. Gonzalez follows one back. Harold shudders every time he hears the word foul.
Yeah. Especially when it's going behind the backstop.
Again, throw to first, and they got him. McCormick picks off Parker. They threw over there 3 or 4 times, and they got him on the last one.
Well, he felt like if he threw over there enough, he'd catch the runner sleeping, and it's exactly what he did. He took 1 step too many.
And all Al Ryan can do at third base is just shake his head. It's something we've seen from Al many times when he's not happy. He's got that head shake down pat. There's a line shot, foul down the first base line. Payoff pitch is low, ball 4. It's the 4th walk for McCormick. And it brings up Eric Miller. Throw down to second base will not be in time as it got away from Waldron. That puts a runner into scoring position. That one's popped up behind Waldron. He's not going to have a play. Closer to the truck.
Mr. Miller is a local native. Lives just down the road in the town of Moores. Graduated and played right here at Northeast Clinton School. And last year played in the inaugural year for Plattsburgh State baseball program, and ended the year hitting .429.
Swing and a miss. Miller started the season on the Mariners. Recruited by Al Ryan to join the team for the Florida Nationals Northern Swing. Miller goes down on strikes. That is strikeout number 2 for McCormick. And it brings up first baseman Brian Wyckoff. Pitch misses for a ball.
Very your look.
The 1-0 outside. 2-0. Wyckoff flew out deep to center field to end the first inning. Runner on second with 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the third, Nationals with a 3-0 lead. Pitch misses outside. It's 3-0. Could they be pissing?
Where are you? Get your second. Oh!
Play at the plate. Not in time. They tried to get the runner at second to throw one into center field. And a couple of errors, costly errors, cost the Mariners a run.
Yeah, young teams will have the habit of making those costly mistakes, and this is a type of mistake you can't afford to make. You can't give up runs against a good ball club like that.
So now no need to pitch around Wyckoff with 2 down and nobody on. 3 balls, no strikes. In for a called strike, it's 3-1. 4-0 the score. Called strike 2, count goes full. McCormick's payoff pitch is low, ball 4. Wyckoff goes to first. Tim Podenis will be the batter. He walked and scored to lead things off in the second inning. And one thing you've got to be disappointed with if you're a Mariners fan, 3 of the 4 national runs all reached base by a walk.
Well, you know, it's that old saying, you walk a runner, they end up coming around and score, and it's held true today.
Pitch misses outside. 2-0. Called strike, hits the outside corner. 2 balls and a strike.
Come on, Dennis.
That's grounded this way. Harold ready to make a play, but it'll be cut off before it gets to him. Harold's been around baseball a long time in these parts. He's the current commissioner of the Champlain Valley Baseball League, former manager of the Clinton Lakers in the CBBL. Pitch misses inside. Is there anything you haven't done in local baseball?
Haven't coached high school baseball. I've always thought about someday trying that. Think I'd have a little fun with that.
I thought your answer was going to be have a winning record. That one's popped up. First baseman makes the call and makes the catch. That'll end inning number 3. 1 run, 1 hit, 2 errors, and 1 runner left. We go to the top of the 4th. It's the Florida Nationals 4, the Clinton County Mariners nothing. Pitch fouled back to start the 4th inning. Donnie Coolidge singled to lead off inning number 2. We'll see if he can duplicate that trick to lead off inning number 4. Mariners trail it 4-0. Now these games, like high school games, 7 innings.
These games are 7, yes.
Now in the CVBL All-Star game that we're going to be having later on here on Hometown Cable, is that going to be a 9-inning game or a 7-inning game?
Well, they usually start off being 7, but I believe a couple of years ago we stretched it into 9 because I think Robbie wanted to get some extra players in the game. Tomorrow night is a scheduled 7-inning game.
Pitch in for a called strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Donnie Coolidge. Swing and a miss. Pitch in the dirt. They'll have to throw to first base, and they get the runner. That is just the 4th strikeout of the game for Stanton. And it'll bring up B.J. Godfrey. He's 0 for 1, popped out to the pitcher in inning number 2. First pitch. Didn't miss by much, but it's upstairs for a ball, 1-0. Slow ball, 2.
BJ, come on now.
2-0 pitch. Grounded to second. Podana scoops it up, throws to first in time to get Godfrey. And there are 2 outs. It'll bring Chris Washburn to the plate. He reached on a fielder's choice, his first at bat. This has been a quite different game from the first time these two teams met a couple of nights ago, where I think the score ended up something in the effect of 18-9.
Yeah, it's obviously a whole lot more hitting going on in that ball game. Stanton seems to be tiring a little bit, but still is pretty effective staying around the plate. Has a pretty good defense behind him.
The pitch is low and in the dirt to Washburn. Patrick Hoy on deck. Not a lot of noise coming from the Mariners bench.
No, it's pretty quiet. Even from the fans.
The pitch to Washburn is low. Stanton looks to record the first 1-2-3 inning. He'll have to come in with a good one here to Washburn because it's 3-2. That one is in the gap. It's going to get down. Be cut off by the right fielder. And Washburn has a single. And it'll bring Patrick Hoy to the plate. How do the stats look on Pat?
Well, Hoy is 35 at-bats this year. He's only got 4 hits, 4 walks, hitting 114. Doesn't look like he's played in a lot of ball games.
Pitch is in the dirt. Runner thinks about going, but he'll stay put at first. Bat struck out his first at bat. Florida Nationals 4, the Clinton County Mariners nothing. Here in the top half of inning number 4. We're at the Northeastern Clinton Central School. Ron Chase is going to call timeout. He's got a fan lingering in left field, and with some of the line shots we've seen so far, that may be dangerous. Well, she's certainly taking her time getting off the field.
Well, it's not like watching the Wimbledon tennis over the weekend when we had that streaker there for 3-4 minutes.
Leave it to Harold to be watching a male streaker on tennis.
I didn't say male or female.
What were you doing watching tennis?
It was a weak moment. I don't think tennis is a sport, but it was on TV.
Oh, he grounds one to third. Throw to first is in time, and that'll retire the side.
I remember now. Anna Kournikova was playing.
No runs. Anna Kournikova was not playing in the men's final. Not in the men's nor ever in a final. No runs, 1 hit. No errors, 1 runner left. We go to the bottom of the 4th. The Florida Nationals 4, the Clinton County Mariners nothing. First pitch to start the bottom of the 4th inning. Outside and low. Hyman Raines reached on a fielder's choice. His first at bat. Outside, 2-0.
Bottom of the order here. Come on up. Bottom strike. Stay focused.
Well, if you're just joining us, the first foul ball of the game came within just a foot or so of nailing Harold's brand new truck. It's something he's had for maybe, 4 or 5 months? And there hasn't been a close call since. But we've got our fingers crossed.
Well, that's because I've threatened most of the people that live in this area that if it does get hit, they'll never play baseball in my league. And those from Florida may not make it out of New York State.
Donnie, tell them to walk on the road, please.
And we have another delay in the game as
Please walk up the bank. You're delaying the ball game.
Ron's never been a shy one for words.
those aren't more of your tennis players, are they, Harold?
Yeah, they probably are on their way to the next match.
You know, we're going to have every tennis fan in northern New York calling you with when you said tennis wasn't a sport.
Unlisted number.
Ball 4. Raines leads things off here in the 4th with a walk. They may have to get some security to place them in left field, like they have at Olympic Stadium, so people can't run onto the field. We may need security out there. Next thing you know, we're going to have a dog out there.
John Coyer's out there. You think he'd be out there directing traffic?
I think John Coyer would probably be more afraid of the people than...
Well, maybe that's what he's doing. He's sending them down to the bottom of the hill.
Top of the order, Stanton has tripled, has doubled. Homer and single are all that's left for the cycle.
Haven't seen a cycle in quite a while. It'd be nice to see one.
Swing and a miss. Runner on his way to second. There will be no throw. Kyle Shaq on deck. A ball and 2 strikes. Runner on second. Nobody out as the Nationals continue their pattern of getting the leadoff batter on base in every inning. Pitch upstairs, 2 balls, 2 strikes. One thing the Mariners have been able to do, despite the leadoff runners getting on, there's a shot into left field. Runner from second will score. Well, now he's got the single. Stanton gets the RBI single. Raines scores on the play to make it 5-0. As I'm about to say, what the Mariners have done, despite the leadoff runners getting on, is they've been able to prevent the Nationals from getting the real big inning.
Yeah, but you're into the meat of the order now, and it looks like McCormick is beginning to tire. The last couple hitters have hit the ball pretty hard. Talking about Stanton hitting for the cycle, I think in this ballpark, it's such a large ballpark that might be a very difficult thing to do.
Kyle Shaq drops down the bunt. Throw to first. It's high, and it's wild. It's going to put runners at second and third on the errant throw. Tom Giles takes the pitch upstairs. We were just talking off camera about Harold's efficiency for and love for the game of tennis. Harold first got started into liking tennis back in the days of Martina Navratilova. That one bloops into left field for a base hit. 1 run will score, and they will have runners at the corners. First and third, RBI single for Giles will bring up Vince Parker. So is that true? Was Martina Navratilova your first tennis pinup girl?
No. Actually, no. Anna has a possibility, but...
I forgot how old you were. It was probably Billie Jean King.
Not a whole lot older than you, Rick.
No, come on now. Parker, the batter. He's 1 for 2. Cleanup hitter for the Nationals. Takes the pitch in for a called strike. I think if you were to rank the ages of the three of us here, it'd go Rick the youngest, then Calvin, then Harold.
Well, I was thinking Rick, then Harold, and Calvin.
I don't know about that. Well, if that's the case, why does Calvin look so young and you look so old?
It's the people I work with make me this way. I look old.
2 runs in, as the Nationals have extended their lead to 6-0. And they certainly look like they got a few more on the table to come in right here.
Yeah, this has the makings of a big inning. I'm surprised that the Mariners don't have the bullpen warming up a little bit.
They've played a very busy schedule. They've had games. They've played games Saturday. They played Sunday. They played Monday. They've got a game on Tuesday here. They're playing again on Wednesday.
Yeah, he has a pretty aggressive schedule. If I remember right, at the beginning of the year, he had 45 or 50 games scheduled. He's had a few rainouts, but that's still an awful lot of baseball for these kids.
Vic Gonzalez on deck for the Florida Nationals. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Come on, Knight. Little life, guys. Come on. Come on, Matty. Come on, Matty. 3, 2. Come on.
Here's McCormick's pitch. Gets to the backstop. Here comes the runner from third. He will score. Giles ends up at third base. Parker reaches first on the walk. And we get time being called as Spencer Graves wants to talk things over with McCormick. Calvin says he's 55. Harold says he's 42. I don't believe either one of them. Vic Gonzalez, the batter. Nationals with 3 runs in here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 2 balls, no strikes. Gonzalez, the number 5 hitter in the order for the Nationals. That one's fouled out of play. Scooped up by Mariner bat boy Rob Knowles, who looks like he recently went to McDonald's. and didn't bring us anything. No, I think we're going to have to blame my wife for that one. She's probably over there munching out on 3 Big Macs or something. And can you get a shot of Lisa over there to see if she's got any Big Macs or double cheeseburgers or anything like that? Hot fudge sundae, something? Maybe not. Rob is certainly enjoying his soda.
Yes, he is. And he's definitely not going to share it with us.
Pitch gets to the backstop. That will allow another run to score as Parker ends up on second base. Still nobody warming up in the bullpen for the Mariners.
That's a long run back to that backstop. Catcher's got to be getting a little frustrated right about now. Pitcher's starting to throw a lot of pitches in the dirt, and he's working behind the plate.
4 runs in as the lead has gone from 4-0 to start the inning up to 8-0. And there's a shot to right field. Right fielder puts the hand up, says he's got it, and he makes the catch. Parker's going to get to third base.
Run it.
Gonzalez flies to right. Despite the somewhat windy conditions we've got here, Washburn made that look pretty easy out there.
Yeah, and I was just thinking about possibilities of home runs on this field. Doesn't look like it's going to happen this evening because most of the outfielders are playing about 300 to 350 feet out there. It looks like the only way it's going to get is a line shot between them and have a real quick batter.
You think it's possible for someone to pull one down the line and jerk one out by the cars out in left field?
Well, that's a possibility. That's got to be 375 anyway, 380. But if they can put one up on top of that hill, they deserve to walk around the bases.
The pitch.
That's a great spot.
Just misses. Eric Miller's 0 for 1. He struck out and walked. Swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, 1 on for the Nationals here in the 4th. The 2-2 pitch misses just high. 3-2. McCormick wanted that one, but he doesn't get the call.
Boy, 2-2 on a hitter, that's a real hard one to take. You throw that one more time and he's got to be swinging.
2-2 pitch is fouled back. Looks like the bat boy on that one is not going to let it interrupt his soda.
Now he looks pretty comfortable from here.
He's not the Mariners aren't the home team, so he figures it's probably somebody else's job. Let them do it. 3-2 pitch misses outside, ball 4. Miller walks for the second time. And the Nationals again have runners at the corners. And the 8th batter in the inning, Brian Wyckoff, will come to the plate. He's 0 for 1, flew out at center, and walked. That pitch is drilled out to right. Washburn right there. Drops the ball. 1 run will score. And Wyckoff will reach first on the error. Miller advances to second. As the 5th run into the inning scores, and it's now 9-0.
I think he tried to nonchalant that one just a little bit too much.
They made the nice play on the fly ball earlier this inning, and that one was right at him. There's a ground ball up the middle. Miller will round third. He will score easily. Wyckoff will go to third. And again, it's going to be runners at the corners for the Nationals as they have batted around the order. The 10th man coming to the plate in Hyman Raines. Well, we're now joined in the broadcast booth by Mariners bat boy Rick Knowles. Did you enjoy your soda? We got a shot of you on camera enjoying that huge soda. We noticed you didn't bring us any.
Well, I think I have more back in the car.
Well, there's a possibility, Harold. You may bring us some.
Yeah. But he ate the good stuff. He ate the hamburgers and the French fries, right?
No,
No, I didn't have any. I just think I had a few fries yesterday when I was having fries yesterday when the storm came here and they got all soaked.
Never give this kid the microphone because you won't get it back. We've got a pitching change. Bottom of the fourth inning. The score, the Florida Nationals 9, I think, and the Mariners nothing. All right, the score after a recheck is 10-0. Pat Hoy is the new pitcher for the Clinton County Mariners. What do the pitching stats look like on Pat?
Well, that's a very good question. I was just going over the pitching stats, and there are none. Looks like it might be his maiden trip to the mound.
The pitch in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. This is the 10th batter of the inning. Hyman Raines led things off with a walk, and he later scored. 1-1 pitch, blooped into left field. That's going to get down for a base hit. I don't know what Wyckoff was doing standing and waiting at third base. That was clearly going to get down for a single. But the 7th run of the inning scores. Raines gets his first hit of the ball game. He's now reached base all 3 times. And it will bring the top of the order. And Brian Stanton, who is looking for a home run to complete the cycle.
Yeah, he's single, doubled, and tripled. Home run might be a little bit difficult on this field.
Well, we will give him credit for the cycle if he can hit that red truck.
They only give those in China.
We're not leaving here till somebody hits that red truck with a foul ball. One man out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Nationals with 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third. 7 so far here in the 4th. Ball and a strike to Stanton. Here's the pitch. Outside, 2-1. 2-2 rather. That one jammed him straight up the middle for a base hit. Again, the Florida Nationals are first and thirding the Mariners to death. Podana scored. Raines to third. Stanton with his 4th hit of the game. The 8th run of the inning makes it 12-0.
Well, I think they can officially say the route is on.
And with only one guy on the bench, there's not a lot of tinkering that Ryan can do with his lineup.
Yeah, who is the...
Short of putting himself in. There's a ground ball. Nice stop at first. They throw to second, and that gets away. Another run scores. Stanton is safe at second. Shaq is safe at first on the fielder's choice. And Giles comes to the plate. I think in a situation like that, Harold, you got to make sure you get that out at first base first.
Yeah, that's a very inexperienced play. When you need to get the outs, you've given up a lot of runs, a lot of unearned runs in this ball game, and the ball's hit right at you. He's 3 feet from the plate.
There's a line shot down the right field line. It's a fair ball. Giles will get second. Giles will get third. He'll be held at third with a stand-up triple. Couple of RBI. And there's still just 1 out here in the 4th inning. 11 runs in. And it's now 15 to nothing. Parker, the batter, takes one for a strike. Pitch foul down the third base line past third base coach Al Ryan. Al wanted no part of that one.
Yeah, he looked a little afraid of that one.
Come on, Pat. Keep plugging, Pat.
Always pitched to Parker. Again, jammed him. Short, Brown scoops, throws in time. Giles scores. Parker is out for the second out of the inning. And it'll bring up Vic Gonzalez. That's the 12th run of inning number 4. Calvin's going to have a sore shoulder after this one.
Yes, he will.
Ground ball past the diving shortstop into center field. Gonzalez will have a single.
Come on, Pat. Come on, Pat.
And Eric Miller will come to the plate again. Miller is one of the few national players that doesn't have a hit in this game. Takes the first pitch upstairs. And if we were going to be very blunt about it, he's one of the few national players who doesn't have a hit in this inning.
Yeah, how many batters have come around in this inning?
A lot. This is the 1, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 16th batter to hit. 12 runs, 2 outs, and a runner on first. And that one's coming up toward us.
Room.
That will be the final out of the inning. So the Florida players were saying that should be ruled out of play, but I think that line extends out from the end of the backstop all the way out, which would put it in play. So, 12 runs on a lot of hits and one guy left on base. We will go to the top of the 5th. It's 16 to nothing, Florida.
Stay away from the broadcast booth.
We go to the top of the 5th inning. Adam Brown leads things off for the Mariners. Pitch in for a strike. Stanton has not allowed a run. He has struck out 4 and has walked just 1. There have been 4 Mariner hits. The pitch is in the dirt. That one is booted by the first baseman, and Brown will reach on the error. Adam Brown out at first will bring Nate Brown to the plate. I don't think the first baseman was happy with that one.
No, I think he's more concerned with talking with the umpire. He kind of lost his concentration on that one.
He was beefing pretty good in between innings about that last one to end the bottom of the 4th, saying that the ball should have been out of play, but clearly by 5-10 feet the ball was in play.
Yeah, not knowing the ground rules can get you in trouble.
Of course, when the score is 16-0, who cares?
That's another good point.
Ball and a strike to Nate Brown with a runner on first and nobody out. Here in the top of the 5th inning. Pitch misses inside. It's 2-1. And I think the goal now for the Nationals is keep those goose eggs on the scoreboard.
Yeah, I think at this stage they're probably looking for a shutout.
And if you're a Mariner fan, you just want to get one across the plate.
Yes, you definitely want to score. Try to get a little momentum going into your next ball game.
Which will be against the Champlain Valley Baseball League All-Stars. Nice segue, Harold. And we'll have coverage of that game for you right here on Hometown Cable. Nate Brown draws the walk, and the Mariners get their first 2 runners on board for the number 3 hitter, Dave Waldron. So maybe the Mariners can put together a rally here in the 5th to try to get something on the board.
Well, if Rob is looking for a step up in caliber of baseball to get these kids ready for the districts, they're certainly going to get their taste for tomorrow night. We've compiled a true all-star roster.
As opposed to taking someone from every team.
Yeah, we tried that in the past, and that didn't really work out. So we had all the coaches this year voted for 2 players at each position, and we took the highest vote in each position. And we feel we have an extremely good ball club that'll be there tomorrow night.
Pitch inside to Waldron. The game you can check your local schedule for. The numerous Hometown Cable local broadcasts on the Time Warner cable system in the northern tier and Charter Communications in the Plattsburgh area. TJ Musa, the on-deck hitter for the Mariners. Pitches up and in. Two balls and a strike. That one fell to the backstop. The count goes to 2-2.
Waldron's hitting .366 this year for the Mariners. 7 doubles, 4 home runs. Again, he's leading the team with RBIs. Right now he's got the table set, and it'd be a good opportunity for him to get a few runs on the scoreboard for the Mariners.
Nationals continuing to yap at umpire Ron Chase. I think he just warned the second baseman for something. I don't know if it's the language he doesn't like or what, but that one's low and in the dirt. Throw back to second, not in time.
Well, history, knowing Mr. Chase for the years that I have, he won't put up with that. The one thing he does not like is the foul language with young kids in the crowd, and he'll run a player quick. So the Florida could be in trouble if they have to go to their bench.
Line shot into left field, and they're not going to be able to score the runner. They almost got him back at third. But there's nobody out. Waldron's got a second hit of the ball game, and the Mariners have the sacks drunk. And TJ Musa coming to the plate and trying to clean him up.
Well, he's hitting the ball very well this year, hitting .340. Definitely has the power. He's slimmed down a lot from the last couple of years that I've seen him play. Is a very good athlete. Good position for him to be in. Bases juiced and nobody out.
I believe TJ played for Beekmantown, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Here's the pitch, and that's lined. Another dance from third base coach Rob Knowles.
Another coach that wanted nothing to do with that ball.
On the ground, we gotta go hard, breaking up 2 now. Come on, Gray.
Almost looked like Tommy Lasorda getting hit at the All-Star game last year.
That was a classic.
Wild pitch, play at the plate, not in time. And the Mariners are on the scoreboard. And they got 2 more runners in scoring position down at second and third. It's 16-1.
This is the inning that the Mariners need. They need to score 3, 4, 5 runs, slowly climb back into this ball game because they still have a few more at bats. Get themselves a little bit of confidence.
One ball, 1 strike to TJ Musa with Aaron Judd on deck.
1 ball, 1 strike. What?
There's a line shot into right field. 1 run will score. Here comes the runner from third. He will score as well. And a 2-run single from TJ Musa. It's the Mariners a couple more and makes it 16-3.
Yeah, the Mariners' bats are beginning to come alive. Kind of might be a little bit too late, though.
Time is called as we'll have a conference at the mound.
Low on 2.
Runner on first base, and Aaron Judd will be the batter. Judd is 0 for 2. Pitches upstairs. Count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. Well, it certainly appears as though we're going to miss the beginning of the Major League Baseball All-Star game this evening.
Well, I understand first pitch is at 8:20. It's, 7:35 here. You can get us to the Northway by 8 o'clock. We got a chance.
Especially with you driving. Harold set a land speed record for time. Plattsburgh to Champlain, going through the city in less than 18 minutes. That pitch goes to the backstop. Musa hustles down to second, thinking about third base, but he'll stay there. Judd draws the walk. 5 straight runners have reached base. And Donnie Coolidge will be the batter. How fast did you say you were driving?
65.
Okay.
Through the city.
That's what I thought you said. That's Leclaire. First name Harold. License plate number.
Yeah, CVBL1, right?
Certainly easy to recognize Harold's truck as the license plate says CVBL1.
Yeah, we won't discuss that.
That pitch is upstairs, and all of a sudden, Stanton cannot find the plate.
Yeah, a couple batters ago, they took a timeout. What do you tell them? You're up 15 runs, relax, just throw strikes, let the defense work for you, but he's having a hard time finding the strike zone.
Runners advance again on the wild pitch. 2 walks, an error, and 2 singles in this inning for the Mariners. And the last 7 pitches from Stanton have not been close.
No, they haven't. 58-footers, 65-footers. He's up and down right now. He needs to find that groove he had for the first 3-4 innings.
And that's low. Ball 4. 8 straight. Out of the strike zone. And the Mariners have the bases loaded. We have a pitching change. Eric Miller is now pitching for the Nationals. And this is not B.J. Godfrey. This is Nate Zeron, who was going to come into the game as the DH. What do you got on Zeron?
Well, Zeron is not a lot of at-bats this year so far. He 2 hits, 27 at-bats, hitting .074. Probably a good game to put him in and give him a little bit of experience.
That's now 10 straight pitches out of the strike zone combined with Miller and Stanton. That one's popped up to left field. Left fielder on his horse. Will he get to it? No. 1 run will score, and that's going to be it. Might have been some confusion on the base paths for the Mariners.
Not real good base running. Runners at first and second were kind of waiting for that ball to get caught, and it was definitely in the gap. They should have been on their way.
So, Zeron gets an RBI single. Washburn comes to the plate with the bases loaded. Still nobody out. 4 runs in. And Miller's pitch. Low. Ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. Outside. 2-0. It's high, 3-0. And now Miller can't find the plate. So after Stanton lost it, Al Ryan decided it was Miller time, and now he can't find the plate, and he's walked in a run.
Yeah, his pitching staff can't be that deep. I know in the past few years that he's been up here, he's had 2 or 3 kids that could throw the ball pretty well. But right now, their pitching staff is in a little bit disarray.
Runner number 5 scores by virtue of the walk. Patrick Coy, the batter. He's the 9th man to bat in the inning. The first 8 have all reached base safely. Here's the pitch. In for a called strike. And one thing Stanton's probably disappointed about, not being able to get out of the 5th inning. He's not going to get credit for the win.
Yeah, very hard in his position to have a 16-3 lead and not going to have a chance for the win.
Miller boots it. Doesn't get the runner at the plate, but manages to get Hoey for the first out of the inning. Another run scores. And the Mariners still have 2 runners in scoring position with just 1 out. And it's 16-6. So after the Nationals get 12 on the bottom of the 4th, the Mariners have responded with 6 here in the 5th. Still 2 on and 1 out, and what can only be described as the never-ending inning.
There goes my 4-3 ball game.
Adam Brown, 0 for 3, struck out, popped out, reached on an error. Time called as shoe repair needs to be done by the shortstop. Nate Brown on deck for the Mariners. A base hit here will cut the lead in half. Pokes one down the left field line. It's foul. We were talking earlier with Calvin about a place to have dinner after the game. We may have to find a place that's open for breakfast.
Yeah, there must be some good restaurants around here that serve breakfast. We can call in sick tomorrow, take the day off.
Brown gets hit. He will head to first. Bases loaded again for the Mariners. And Nate Brown will be the hitter.
That one hit the bone. That one's got to hurt.
He's going to walk it off, or attempt to walk it off. I'm sure he doesn't want to come out of the ball game. Bases loaded for Nate Brown. Adam Brown stays in the game after taking a shot off the ankle, hit by a pitch from Miller. 1 out, and the base is still loaded. That one grounded down to third. It's a fair ball. They get 1. They get... No, not in time. Zeron scores. Washburn is out, unassisted at third. Adam Brown to second. Nate Brown to first on the fielder's choice. 7 runs are in. Runners at first and second. And Dave Waldron who's reached base safely all 3 times, scored a run, got a couple of hits, will be the batter against Miller. First pitch in for a called strike. It's 0-1. Inside, 1-1.
Contact run.
1-1 pitch is drilled right at the left fielder, shading his eyes, but he's going to have to play it on a hop. Here comes the runner around third. He will score. They got to play at third, and they throw it away to left field. Another run will score. Waldron is on his way to third. He will stay. Waldron clears the bases. 9 runs in the inning. And it's 16-9. TJ Musa will look to plate the 10th run of the inning for the Mariners. 2 out and a runner on third. So we have seen 21 runs scored and 5 outs gotten. That's a lot of at-bats.
For one inning, that's a lot of runs, combined both teams. Sun's got to be a real factor in left field. He had a very difficult time picking that one up.
Another foul down the third baseline. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. The Florida Nationals 16 and the Clinton County Mariners 9. All 9 Mariner runs have come here in the 5th. Swung on, foul tipped, in and out of the mitt. Catcher had it briefly, but could not hold on to it. We'll see if Musa can do anything with the break. Nope. Fans on the next pitch to end the inning, but not before the Mariners get 9 runs, and they too had an awful lot of hits in that inning. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. Florida 16 and the Mariners 9. Well, after a break full of discombobulation on the part of Kelvin Castine, we're ready to start the bottom of the 5th inning. Hoy on the mound for the Mariners. They got 9 in their half to cut the lead to 7. First baseman Wyckoff, the batter, fouls one down the right field line. That one. Swing and a miss. Waved at that one. Nice strikeout from Hoy.
Geez, I don't want to be superstitious or anything, but we got the makings of a 1-2-3 inning.
Shall we say it? That's the first time the Mariners have recorded an out in the first inning. First time a leadoff runner has not reached base. Second baseman Tim Poidenis. One for 2, couple of runs scored. Batters 7, 8, and 9 in the national order. There's a fly ball to center field. Going to have to get on his horse to get that one, and he won't do it. It's going to be a base hit. And it'll bring up one of the candidates for our all-name team, Hyman Raines.
It's nice to have a big outfield, but the disadvantage that they're having now is the outfielders are playing so deep that those routine fly balls that should be caught are dropping in for base hits.
Another left-handed batter means another shot at the bonus for hitting Harold Struck. The pitch gets to the backstop. Runner's going to go down to second. We're going to have to go over between innings and talk to the 2 coaches and say, look, there is money on the line if one of your kids can hit that truck.
If I remember right, there was money on the line last year, and nobody could step up to the plate and collect that money. So I'm thinking it's safe in the bag this year.
Where are you going to park tomorrow night at Lefty Wilson?
I'm just to show you that I will gamble. I'm going to park it right on the left field line.
Okay. Well, we'll be rooting for it one more time. Nobody wins tonight's bonus of $25 for hitting Harold Leclerc's truck. It'll be $50 tomorrow night. The pitch to Raines. Hit to left. Right at the left fielder. Makes the easy catch.
He's going to 3, Donnie.
And there are 2 outs. And Brian Stanton will have another shot at the cycle here. Triple, double, couple of singles. Of course, Harold, you'd probably expect to have the truck fixed under warranty or something if you got hit with a foul ball.
Oh, absolutely. Red comes with a lifetime warranty, right?
Make a play now. Come on, let's make a play.
It's one of those things where it depends who you know.
I think the fine folks at Bill McBride will back me up with that one.
That's the free shameless plug of the game. Actually, that's the second plug you got. You're wearing the shirt. There's a fly ball to right field. Easy catch to retire the side. No runs. 1 hit. No errors. There was 1 man left. We go to the top of the 6th inning. The Florida Nationals 16. The Clinton County Mariners 9. All right, we go to the top of the 6th inning. All we can say is it's a good thing Calvin doesn't leave that camera on between innings.
Oh, the trouble we could be in.
Aaron Judd. We've got a new pitcher on the mound for the Florida Nationals. Number 26. And what do you have on him?
And his name would be?
Number 26. There's no number there?
Kyle Shaq. Okay. Started off at shortstop. The only stats I have on him is he was 1-0 last year on his trip up here, and this is his 3rd trip up here.
So Aaron Judd leads off the 6th with a single. The Mariner deficit is 7. And Donnie Coolidge comes to the plate. He's 1 for 2 with a run scored. Pick-off play at first, not in time. Pitch, swung on and miss. And yes, folks, John Coyer still there, sitting in that same position out in center field. He has not moved at all. He may be the scarecrow here for the Northeastern Clinton Central School.
I haven't seen him move at all, so you sure that's not the test dummy for the student driver education program?
It could be. More than once, the words test dummy and John Coyer have been used in the same sentence. That one is popped straight up. Second baseman calls and makes the catch. And Calvin makes a very interesting point. What was that again, Calvin?
You've never seen John Coyer and the test dummy at the same time, have you?
No, I haven't. Interesting to note.
Yes, I'll have to ask Mr. Coyer that next time I see him.
If you talk with any of his colleagues at the press, they'll certainly verify that.
Oh, there's no question there. They'll definitely verify that.
Pitch in for a strike. Nate Zeron, the batter, is only at bat. He singled and scored back in the 5th inning. Pitch, grounded foul down the line. Well, Rob Knowles may make a play on that one. He'll chase it down and pick it up when it stops. It's like Al Euchre used to catch the knuckleball.
Yeah, that ball wasn't moving very fast, so he got it before it stopped.
Pitch swung on, foul tipped into the mitt. And there are 2 outs. Now, it's still not going to be another 1-2-3 inning, but it could be only 4 batters like the last one.
That would be a little bit different. We can only hope.
Now you've got the tennis fans mad at you to start. Now you're saying you're hoping the inning's over. Now you got all the Mariner fans mad at you. You're going to be the most disliked man in Clinton County. That's Leclaire. First name Harold. Don't send your cards and letters to Hometown Cable or to me. 1-1 the count to Chris Washburn. Not the NC State basketball player. Pitches upstairs. It's 2-1. I may have to start thinking about turning on the lights here pretty soon.
Yeah, I see the parking lot lights over there. Might give enough reflection to finish this game.
I'd have to move it to the soccer field. I think they've got lights here for the soccer field. The ball bounced over the backstop. That's going to allow Aaron Judd to go down to second base. Rob Knowles does his best to try and find that ball. Don't get poison ivy. The pitch. Did he go? Did he go? Yes, he did. Ron Chase on top of that one with the correct call.
That's a call that an umpire behind the pitcher doesn't usually make. Doesn't really have the best position to see whether or not the bat actually breaks the plane of the plate.
We were in very good position to see, and it definitely did. That one go swing and a miss. No runs, 1 hit. The Mariners leave a runner on base. We go to the last of the 6th. It's Florida 16 and the Mariners 9. What could be the final at-bats for the Nationals. Shaq leads off with 2, maybe 3, and he's going to be in there safely. Kyle Shaq leads off the bottom of the 6th inning with a 3-bagger. Second triple of the game. And Tom Giles. Now we're being criticized by the Mariner coaches.
Coaching staff over there is tough on us.
He said to take it easy on him, and instead of giving somebody an error, we take it easy on him, and now he's criticizing us. We're not the ones who ran away from those foul balls down the third base line. For crying out loud, Al Ryan looks more athletic over there than Rob Knowles does. Ground ball, base hit up the middle. Shaq will score. And Giles has his 3rd hit of the ball game. And it makes it 17-9. 4th batter, Vince Parker, will come to the plate. I gotta ask Calvin about these dugouts here. Are there a couple bus stops somewhere in the northern tier that have their little receptacles missing?
Yes, there are, like many places. Seton Catholic Field and several other places. Park donated these to the school from the old Plattsburgh Air Force Base. There were bus stops at the base.
Aren't there 2 bus stops missing from Durkee Street?
Runner on first, runner on second. And Vic Gonzalez, the batter. He grounds one foul down the third base line. And to show you how confident Al Ryan is, he's not even coaching third base anymore.
But the coach that was over there wasn't afraid of that ball. But I think in Robbie's defense, he's probably saving his best moves for tomorrow night.
This guy knows more signs than Ryan does, too. He scratches at least 3 different things. Ryan was only scratching 1. Popped up down the right field line. That will be foul. Oh, no, it's a fair ball. It's only going to be a single because the runner didn't run. He can't believe it was fair either. Nobody can believe it's fair except the home plate umpire.
And that's the only one that counts.
Another run scores. Parker got over to third. They're all pointing.
He had the home plate. You don't care about first base. You go from home plate.
2-run score.
Hold him on, Steve.
You're going by first base. You don't go by.
Runners at the corners, nobody out. Miller hits one down the left field line. It's going to drift foul. I don't think you heard that, but Calvin stated off camera that where are those people walking across the left field line when you need it? Miller's the only member of the Nationals without a hit in this game. Looks for his first hit of the ball game. He has scored a run, walked twice, struck out and popped out. That one's fouled out of play. And again, Mariner ball boy Rob Knowles with more camera time. He's becoming a ham.
And smiles as he's chasing the ball.
And she did tell him he had to smile and look at the camera when he's doing it.
He's doing it well.
We won't tell you what he said. What else he would do. This is a family show.
Yes, it is.
Pitch is upstairs. See, I think I know his trick now that he's asked his mother to come over and help him. I think the trick is, seeing it so late in the game, pretend you can't find it and then just go home with an extra baseball.
He's smart. Must be taught well from his father.
There's a wild pitch. Here comes the runner from third. He'll score as Hoyt does not cover the plate. Gonzalez goes down to second. 3 runs in the inning. Still nobody out. 19-9. And just after he finds that one, he's got to go do it again. Hope he's got a good contract with this team.
He's going to sleep well tonight. I'm sure he's going to be tired.
There's a ball. Miller will walk. Be a couple runners on. And as we look close out to center field, it appears as though John Coyer may actually have moved a bit.
I see his right arm is rubbing his chin.
He was leading with the left arm earlier. Now it's the right arm.
Now he's back to folding his arms. That's the John Coyer we all know.
Brian Wyckoff, the batter. That one's fouled out of play. And Florida's out of balls. They've got another baseball, and that one gets fouled off again. So there we got one of the ones they found. Well, Calvin said it may be actually past Al's bedtime now. That's why he's sort of retired from the third base coach's box.
I've noticed his body hasn't moved much in the last couple innings.
Maybe he knows John Coyer. There's a pop-up, and Waldron can't get to it. Ball was actually out of play anyway.
Made a good effort getting to the ball, though.
I think we're going to have to get Calvin with another camera here so we can keep a camera on Al and a camera on Coyer, see who actually moves first.
Yeah, my money's on Al.
Me too. Still nobody out here in the bottom half of inning number 6. 3 runs in and 2 runners on. Pitch is outside. Tim Poidenas on deck. One's fouled off the mask of the catcher. Grounded to third. And they're not going to even get the one at third. Musa had trouble pulling the hop. And that is going to load the bases for Tim Poidenas. Still nobody out at the bottom part of the order for the Mariners, the 8th and 9th place hitters. Swing and a miss. That's the heat upstairs. So can you give us a report on those foul balls? How many did you actually find? And how many did you keep in your back pocket to take home with you?
I don't think I got any in my back pocket, but I think I found, it seemed like if there was more foul balls way over there, it would take me 5,000 hours, but if it took me 5,000 hours, then it would,
if you're going to keep talking, do you want to at least do the play-by-play?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, then you go find something else to do. Infield fly rule call. That's popped out to the shortstop. And there is one out. And Hyman Raines, the batter. This could be our last left-handed hope to go after that red truck. Pitch in for a strike. It's 0-1. The pitch. Swing and a miss. 0-2. One out, bases loaded. The pitch outside. Count goes to 1-2. The Nationals with 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, 12 in the fourth, none in the fifth, and 3 so far here in the sixth. The pitch, that one's fouled back. About 6 people looking for foul balls back there. There's another foul. Headed over toward the truck. Go, 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 drift. Ah. That wasn't nearly as close as the first one. But at least Harold was thinking about it.
Yes, I was.
Come on, Pat. Come on, Pat. 1-2.
A ball and 2 strikes on Raines. Outside, 2-2. 2-2 pitch, grounded in the hole. Second baseman picks it up, but there's nobody covering the bag. So another run will score. The Nationals will still have the bases loaded. And Brian Stanton will again have another shot at the cycle. His first 3 at-bats were triple, double, single. His 4th at-bat he singled. And in the 5th at-bat he flew out to the right fielder.
He's got a good career going tonight.
Pitches upstairs. It's 1-0. Popped straight up. Third baseman Musa getting close to the out of play line, but got enough room to make the catch for out number 2. That'll bring up Kyle Shaq. 2 outs, bases loaded for the Nationals. They lead the game by a score of 20-9. And as Calvin says, it's about what time it is as well. There is a shot deep to left. That's going to clear the bases, but it's foul. It's 20-9, and the Florida players have the audacity to complain about an umpire's call.
What do you say? You're up by 11 runs, and that's a tough one.
Well, that would have cleared the bases had it been fair. The left fielder did not have to move all that much, so he must have been, as they say, guarding the line.
He's got to be playing that line very close, because from this angle, that ball looked fair. But we're 90 feet up the line, so that's a hard one to see from here.
Pitched into second, scooped up, throw to first in time. That will retire the side. But not before the Nationals get 4 runs on 4 base hits. We'll move to the top of the 7th. It's the Nationals 20 and the Mariners 9. We move along to the top of the 7th. The Mariners need 11 to tie, and the first pitch is up and in for ball 1. Shaq's next pitch is in for a strike. Ball and a strike to Patrick Hoey. Yes, he went. It's 1-2. We had a conversation with Ron Chase, the base umpire, during the break. He talked about the field not being lined. But with Al Ryan, who hasn't moved in about 3 innings, and John Coyer, who hasn't moved since the first pitch, we were thinking about maybe possibly putting them in lawn chairs out in the outfield and letting them be the markers.
Yeah, we can make them the foul poles next year. We'll have to ask John the next couple of days when we see him if he'd be willing to do that without pay.
1 out. We'll bring up the top of the Mariner batting order.
I think John might do it for 3 hours.
Steve Hanlon takes the first pitch for a strike. You're supposed to bring your vehicle in for service every 3,000 miles to get the oil changed. John brings his in every 30,000 miles to have the engine replaced. You laugh, but actually that's a true story.
Yeah, that is not far from the truth.
2 outs on the ground ball. Then we'll bring up Nate Brown. And Harold, we could possibly have our first 1, 2, 3 inning to end it.
No, I'm putting my money on a base hit right here. We need to extend this game a little bit.
Pitch misses outside.
Have we had a 1-2-3 inning at all today?
No. Now, from what you know, who's going to be pitching tomorrow night when the CVBL All-Stars take on the Mariners?
Well, it looks like Nick Chase will probably throw a couple innings, and then maybe Tommy Neal will throw a couple. Dennis Labarge will probably throw a couple. And then maybe Rockhill will finish up.
So you've got Roger Barnard there to set up the concession stand and provide us with free food during the game, right?
Well, I'm working on that. Roger's going to be a little bit late because he has to photograph high school pictures for somebody that's graduating. I don't know why he accepted that, but the hot dogs are more important.
That shot is hit deep to left field, way back. It's off the berm. Brown's going to be in at second with a stand-up double. What? You just call it 1-2-3 inning?
Oh, I said no. We're going to extend this. He's going to get a hit.
Did he say that, Calvin? We're going to have to. Let's go to the videotape.
Go to the replay.
It's going to give Waldron one more shot. Give the Mariners one more shot to hit Harry's truck. Waldron on the day. Singled in the first, walked in the third, singled twice in the fifth. Now he looks to keep the game alive in the seventh. A base hit could score the runner and make it 20-10. Pitch misses outside. 2 balls, no strikes. 2-0 pitch gets to the backstop. It'll be 3-0. And Brown will go down to third base. Well, one thing for sure is they're not going to be playing much longer, as it is getting pretty dark.
Yeah, the sun went down, the haze is coming in, and this is definitely going to be it. 1 or 2 more hitters. It's starting to get dark, hard to pick the ball up.
Pitch is upstairs, ball 4. Waldron draws the walk. And it'll bring TJ Musa out of the plate. The Mariners, one night ago, were 2 outs away from picking up a victory when the skies emptied at Lefty Wilson Park, flooded the field in a matter of moments. Waldron gets in a rundown, and he's going to be out. So, I don't know if Waldron was trying to get in a rundown or just thought that the pitcher wasn't looking at him, but nonetheless, the third out of the inning and the final out of the game is made in the rundown. The final score, the Florida Nationals 20, the Clinton County Mariners 9. And Harold, your final thoughts?
Well, a lot more runs scored than I thought. A little confusion in the way the ball game ended, but another good night of baseball all around.
Well, as we look over, we see that Al Ryan has indeed moved and gotten in line, but as we look in center field, John Coyer still is not moved. We want to thank Calvin Castine for his fine work on camera this evening. And remind you that right here on Hometown Cable, we'll have coverage of one more Clinton County Mariner game as the Mariners will be taking on the Champlain Valley Baseball League All-Stars in a broadcast that you'll see at a later date right here on Hometown Cable. So for Harold LeClaire, I'm Rick Knowles. Thanks to Calvin once again. Final score, Florida Nationals 20 and the Clinton County Mariners 9. Good night from Northeastern Clinton Central School.